The most shocking night in Asian entertainment history. The cameras were already rolling before anyone realized something was wrong. The reporters stood shoulder to shoulder, fingers trembling over their shutter buttons as the atmosphere inside the grand hall tightened like a cord being pulled to its breaking point. Everyone could feel it. Something big was about to happen, but no one, absolutely no one, expected this, because at exactly 11:58 p.m. two figures stepped into the blinding lights. Yulong Yang, Mei Mei standing side by side but holding nothing together, no hand holding, no smiles, no couple aura, just a thick, uncomfortable silence that made the air feel heavier than stone, and the world instantly knew this was not an ordinary press conference. This was the beginning of the truth, a truth that would break the internet, a truth that would shake fandoms worldwide, a truth that would burn through social media for weeks. And that truth starts here. The silence that broke millions. The first twist dropped before they even spoke. As the reporters raised their microphones, Yulong stepped forward, pressed his lips together, and did something he hadn't done in years. He bowed, deep, slow, painful, a bow that screamed apology or regret or both. The room gasped. The live stream chat exploded. Hashtag Yulong Bao, hashtag Mei Mei shock, hashtag emergency press con, hashtag what happened to you, Mei. Millions watching from their phones and TVs turned their volume up, waiting for the sound that would finally cut through the silence. Then Yang Mei Mei lifted her head, her eyes glossy, her voice catching, as she said the 6 words that sent the world into chaos. Tonight we reveal the truth. The crowd jolted. Someone dropped their microphone. The cameras nearly shook. This wasn't a scandal. This wasn't a publicity stunt. This was something deeper, something raw, something nobody could look away from, and fans knew they had to sit through every second, every breath, every confession, because whatever was coming next would change everything. The marriage everyone thought was perfect. To understand the shock of this moment, you must go back to the beginning. Yulong and Yang Mei Mei were once the golden couple of entertainment, the couple that melted hearts, the couple that never fought publicly, the couple that inspired millions with their fairy tale love story, the couple whose wedding shattered streaming records. They were untouchable, unbreakable, perfect, or so everyone thought. Behind closed doors, a different story was unfolding, a story the world never imagined, a story that tonight finally would be exposed. Our marriage was not what you think. Yulong inhaled deeply, his voice cracked before he began. That was the second shock, the fact that a man known for iron composure could barely hold himself together. He said, "For years we have presented an image to the world. We tried to live up to the expectations, but our marriage was not what everyone believed it was." The room froze. The live stream froze. Even time seemed to freeze. Reporters exchanged glances. Were they hearing this right? The chat went berserk. What does that mean? Are they divorcing? No, please don't tell me this is real. My heart is breaking. Why is Emi not talking? But before anyone could process the shock, Mei Mei stepped forward, her voice steady, but hiding a storm. There were things we hid, things we were afraid to admit, things we couldn't say until now. And just like that, 1,000 theories were born, but none came close to the truth. The third shock. Their hands trembled. The camera zoomed and the world saw it clearly. Their hands weren't touching, but they were both trembling. Yulong clenched his fist. Mei Mei's fingers curled at the tips. It was fear and heartbreak and something deeper, something like guilt. Fans watching at home felt their own throats tighten. This wasn't a breakup announcement. This wasn't a divorce. This was something else entirely. You can't fake that kind of fear. One viewer commented, "They're scared of the truth they're about to reveal." Another wrote, "And they were right, because the next revelation would detonate like a bomb. We were never actually." Yulong took a shaky breath. Mei Mei closed her eyes. The tension rose like a wave about to crash. Every fan leaned forward. Every reporter held their breath. And then Yulong said the words that nearly broke the internet. "We were never actually married." The room erupted. Voices shot up. Cameras glitched. Microphones squealed. People screamed. What impossible? But the wedding, the documents, the anniversary posts, the rings. Even the live stream chat exploded so quickly the system lagged. Hashtag what do Ashimian, hashtag fake marriage, hashtag Yumili, hashtag is this real, hashtag press truth. But they weren't done, not even close, because the next twist would be even darker. It was all a contract. Mei stepped forward, finally revealing her part, her voice soft but sharp. Our marriage was created by our agencies. The world stopped again. She continued each word. Cutting deeper, it was a contractual relationship, a setup, a decision made for our careers. Gasps echoed across the hall. Viewers at home felt their chests tighten. This was bigger than a scandal. This was a betrayal of trust on the highest level. Everything, the fairy tale wedding, the romantic photo shoots, the anniversary videos, the behind-the-scenes clips, all staged, perfectly curated, a masterpiece of illusion, a love story that never existed, or so it seemed, because there was another truth beneath that truth, a truth so emotional, so heart-shattering, so unexpected that it would redeem them both. But that's not the end of the story. Yulong interrupted the chaos. His voice steadied, his eyes lifted, and he said something that changed the tone completely. But the contract did not stop us from falling in love. Silence. Then another eruption. Reporters cried out, fans started screaming in the live stream, people threw their phones onto their beds. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube all exploded in real time. Hashtag they fell in love, hashtag real love, no, hashtag Yumi truth, hashtag this changes everything. Mei turned toward him, eyes softening for the first time that night. She whispered, we never planned it, we never expected it, but somewhere along the way the fake marriage became real to us. This was the twist, the golden twist, the twist that glued every viewer to their screen. The world reacts in real time. Fans were crying, some were furious, some were screaming into their pillows, some were typing like their lives depended on it. I knew they loved each other. The contract started it, but love finished it. This is the plot twist of the year. The way he looks at her, OMG. Even celebrities started commenting respect for their honesty tonight. Finally, they can be free. This took courage. But not everyone was supportive. Some people felt betrayed, some felt manipulated, some demanded explanations, and explanations were coming, because the truth wasn't finished. Not yet. We hid one more thing. Yulong looked visibly nervous. Mei touched the microphone, their breaths synchronized. And then together they said, there is one more truth about our relationship. You could hear a pin drop. Fans were practically shaking. Some people typed, I am scared, repeatedly in the chat. Others threatened to faint. Everyone knew this last revelation would be the biggest one, the one the agencies tried to bury, the one that could destroy careers, the one that could spark an industry war. And they were right, because the final twist was the most shocking of all. The truth they were never supposed to say. Mei's voice softened, trembling slightly. The contract ended 8 months ago. Yulong nodded. And we were supposed to separate, he added. Reporters leaned closer, fans squeezed their phones. What came next dropped like a meteor. But we chose to stay together, not as colleagues, not as a publicity couple, but as real partners. The hall boomed with noise. People screamed, cameras flashed like lightning. Some reporters even cried, yes, cried, because after years of secrets, lies, illusions, and public pressure, they had finally chosen love, real love, love without conditions. Love without contracts, love without manipulation. And then Mei took Yulong's hand for the first time that entire night. Their fingers intertwined slowly, naturally, beautifully. The cameras zoomed in. The world watched in awe. This time the tremble in their hands was different. Not fear, not guilt, but relief and love. Real, undeniable love. We are finally free. Yulong looked at Mei as if the world fell away. She looked back with the same softness. Then she said, we are no longer hiding, we are no longer pretending, we are no longer trapped by contracts. Yulong added, we are together because we choose to be. The live stream chat went nuclear. Hashtag real marriage eat last, hashtag Yumi free, hashtag authentic love, hashtag it was real all along, hashtag PRESSCONHISTORY. People screamed, people cried, people dropped to the floor. Millions stayed glued to their screens. No one left, no one blinked. This was the biggest moment in their entire relationship history, and the final message sealed it. From tonight onward, our relationship is truly ours. The World after the truth. Within minutes, all major news networks cut to breaking news. Social media platforms crashed. Fans gathered outside the hall crying and cheering. People created instant edits and compilations. Some drew fan art of the moment. They held hands. Some wrote essays analyzing their confessions. Some couldn't stop replaying the press conference. This wasn't just a revelation. This wasn't just a scandal. This wasn't just a confession. This was a historic moment, a love story born from a lie but saved by truth. And now finally, for the first time ever, Yulong and Yang Mei could live as the world's most shocking, dramatic, romantic, and authentic couple together for real.